Good morning.
Morning, Manoj.
Hey. Good morning.
Yeah.
Shamak. Let me send out an email just as a reminder to folks that it's on Zoom today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I got your reminder email.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Perfect.
You know that Zoom automatically starts recording from the beginning, right?
I saw that actually. I just realized too also while I was speaking. Okay, we are a little early, so we'll give people 5 minutes to join. I can see already people joining in.
The papers are coming along very well. The white papers are great contributions.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it was a little bit of a marathon work last week. I mean, this week early, but I think work that was done over months, I think it's paying off because the content was there, and to adapt it to get it to the white papers was the work. But the team has done a good job pulling it.
Did you find a way to squeeze in the concept of implementing CXL programming models over something other than CXL transport? I sent a note during the week as a comment.
Oh shoot. Okay, sorry, that's my bad. It's been crazy this week. I haven't really done that. Let me just.
But it made sense, right?
Yeah. I know Reddy. I think Reddy had responded. Maybe not. Then it's my bad. Maybe I just assumed he did.
I will definitely talk about it during our summit talk, but
right.
if it's somehow captured into the write-up, that's nice as well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, especially since we're enumerating number 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
This might a fifth one so that people can refer to.
Yes. As we are doing yes, I agree, completely agree. In fact, what this established was actually that we need to have this maybe method of done where we do the white papers on a regular basis, because as we did these papers, we realized we have a lot of next steps. So some papers called out the next steps for what we're going to update next, and some haven't. And then, of course, I go back and forth in my mind saying that, okay, these white papers are good independently as a chapters, but they need to come together as a single story that's we had talked about as a architecture and recommendation document, right? So we still should be doing that, in my opinion, and we should discuss it and get all these things in there. Yeah, the use it's actually at least we need to add maybe we can, I don't know whether we'll get I hope we can slide it in, because John was reviewing them today for approval, so I need to see where he is.
Okay, Reddy is busy sending people over from the other
Okay. Okay.
It's a good 6
I was just
days.
I was just thinking about moving. Yeah, should I go there? Yeah.
No, I think he's sending people over right now, so hopefully give him another couple of minutes.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Yeah, we're just saying the calendar invite did not get updated. It was just an email that went out.
Well, actually, even the wiki is updated now.
Well, that's the weird thing. I'm looking at my calendar. It didn't get, usually it updates it, right? If you send an update to it.
Yeah. Right now, server calendar, if I see, it's updated. Wiki, CMS wiki is updated. I mean, I updated that yesterday.
Yeah.
That would not generate a notification though. Wiki update doesn't, but calendar should have.
Hmm.
The
But
question
yeah.
might be which calendar, because Group IO has its
Yeah.
own calendar. You might have Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar or some other calendar. These don't
So
necessarily update.
yeah, I had seen the calendar in three places. One was in server, groups.io, and um, wiki. These are the three places call information existed. But you're right, there may be some more places that I may miss, and I will need to figure out how to clean that up. But yeah, let's give a few more minutes for people to join while I prepare the
Uh,
meeting minutes.
Just
Yes.
just like the weather in Houston, if you don't like the calendar, just wait a little while, it will change again. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
Manoj, this is Mohinder. Is this the final link for Zoom we'll always use?
Yes.
Can I save? Okay.
Yes. Till we change again, but yes.
Okay.
No, just kidding. This will be the link. They'll not be changed per week or anything like that. Absolutely.
There is on GoToMeeting. Please use the Zoom meeting link. I sent an email, and there is also in the chat. So I'm going to sign off. And
All right. Looks like Red is right. Wrap up there and come here. Morning, Durgesh.
Good morning, Manoj and everyone.
All right. So I think we are on. By the way, recording is by default on Zoom.
Have
Can I
you
ask one?
migrated from have you migrated from GoTo to Zoom now?
Yes, we have now. We have.
Okay.
This is the time. This first meeting today on Zoom, but now onwards it will be the same meeting information.
Perfect.
Quick
Yeah,
question,
Manoj,
Manoj.
yeah.
Manoj, for our presentations, for the
Yeah.
call to action, is there a standard call to action slide we want everyone to use at the end?
I mean, there is a standard format, but it's a good point. Should we have a line or two which is common to everybody? Is
Yeah.
what you're asking, right?
Yes.
I had not planned for it, but that's a good question.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to coordinate that.
Yeah.
Because the deadline is today. So, Andy, I suggest basically, I mean, the call to action should include something within the context of what we are doing within the community, OCP, CMS community, and what help you need. Whether it could be, working with the other consortiums to essentially provide feedback and requirements, or specs, or white papers, along those lines.
Okay, perfect. No, that sounds good. I have something drafted. Just want to make sure it's consistent. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. Hey, thanks, Reddy, for dialing in to GoTo and making sure that everybody had the right information to join here. So, welcome everybody. I think I just wanted to announce it again that Zoom call, as it starts recording as compared to the previous one where we're manually starting it. So you guys are already on camera. So let's get started. I had for agenda following topic. Let me share my screen. Okay. So I had planned for talk about white papers where we are GitHub, Experience Center, Global OCP presentations, public service announcement, and then talk about CMS next topics. Was there anything else or modification to this agenda?
Looks good,
Alrighty.
Manoj. Yeah.
Manoj, I had sent you slides after last week's meeting.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I need to upload them and make it available. Okay. Okay, Pankaj.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, let's quick update on white papers. We have 4 white papers ready.
Hey, Manoj.
Sorry. Yeah.
This is Durgesh. Sorry to interrupt, but are you sure it's being recorded? Because our side, it does not show it's being, oh, no, actually it does. Sorry, my apologies.
It's on the top right, basically, top left,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
It shows. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry about that.
Not all right. So white papers, we have 4 white papers being now are submitted into the portal, and they are under review. So server chair John Stewie is reviewing them today. Once his reviews and approves, they'll be published. So
I think there are a
good
couple
work.
of changes needed, Manoj, on that one, because it looks like white paper template itself is incorrect. Rob is saying we need to add the tenants and how that
I
white
thought,
paper actually fits into the tenants.
did white paper also have the tenants requirements or only the
They didn't have
specification?
no, even for the white papers, Rob is saying we need to add it. So which the template itself doesn't have it, which is a mistake. So they're going to fix that, but we have to add it. So what I will do is I will basically update all the 4 white papers with the common, tenants paragraph, so that we don't have to redo this for everyone.
Okay.
I think the other feedback was in the OCP in the CMS logical architecture white paper. There is a wording called specification. I need to remove it.
Yes, that one I
they
saw.
will,
You're right.
right?
Yeah,
Otherwise,
that is correct.
they will complain.
Yeah, specification. I think we removed everywhere, but look like that one sneaked in somehow.
Maybe there is some. Yeah, exactly. And then CMAC had a feedback on UCIe, so I will add some blurb on the UCIe in the logical architecture paper.
Yeah.
So I will take care of those 3 things and push it out before noon.
Ready,
Yeah.
if you would please, UCIe as an example, UCIe or anything other than. So that category, let's just keep that category as a generic category. CXL concepts and formats and management and all that on top of another suitable local interconnect.
You want me to call that out as a separate section altogether, CMAC, or just add that as part of the
separate
concept
section
in the look?
The separate section might be a nice to have, but essential to have might be it be included in the 4 elements you have identified. You said 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Let's do that in a direct if you are okay.
Yeah, and then if we have time to add another paragraph or another section, that's nice. And if you need help, I can provide that paragraph.
I was going to suggest that maybe if you can propose
if you
wording.
If you can just send me that paragraph, CMAC, then I will update it. It may be a lot easier. Is it possible for you to help before noon though? Because we want to kind of get I know we have been pushing hard on the white papers and wrapping it up. Right?
Yeah,
Is it doable?
I'll try a couple of meetings, but yeah,
okay.
By the end of the day, of course, is doable.
Because we have the other, the OCP presentation deadline too. So if you are busy with it, I will just add the blurb, and we can always take a shot at the second rev with a lot more details on the UCIe, embedded part of the,
yeah, if we would just plug a stop into the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
right,
and then give it a name, basically a generic name of such an CXL concepts and programming things on top of another transport, and that transfer as an example, UCIe, maybe even HBM or other
things. Can you just go ahead and edit that, Manoj?
Yeah.
Just,
I don't have access to the document, otherwise I would just add it right now.
Oh, you don't? You should.
Oh, we can send you the link, and you can just, if not.
If you send me the editable link, I can just.
Okay. Why don't you do that then?
Access. Yeah. Let me. I'll just take care of it right now, CMAC. Yeah. Go ahead and edit it. I'll wait for you to edit that. it's probably a lot better if it comes from you. Since
Very good.
you have
Thank
that.
you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So on the white papers right now, John is in process of reviewing it. All of these are actually, so we are going to take this off the contributions and then bring them back in. Is that how we have to do it now? Ready? For the
Which one?
fixing the template, all the white papers that are submitted into the.
I don't. Yeah, I'm assuming
yeah.
I can actually change the PDF file in the submission and then let John
Okay.
know, hey, we actually incorporated all the feedback,
Okay.
including and let John and Rob know, right?
Yeah.
I'll respond to the same email thread.
Okay.
So, and then you can follow up with John.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Right.
So that sounds good. So I think hopefully by today we would have.
Yeah, we should wrap it up because I don't want this to be lingering around.
All right. Let's see. So John was going to find time today to make sure that he can review and approve it.
Okay.
I'll remind him again today, just check where he is on that. And I think that's good. So I think let's get this done. But I must say that actually the team did a good job for rallying around this whole week and driving the content. So good job for people who are writing up the white papers, making sure that we get everything in there and getting into the template. So
yeah, pretty impressive.
And then very, very good, very good. I mean, we were here last week actually, and we started working on it, and I think so. And also it shows the fact actually that we have ton of work that we have done. We really have to get it together. I think white papers is a good thing, first step for us. I think once we come back, we should get it all together, still put it as a single document together as a overall blueprint or overall recommendation document. But this is a great step forward. I think Reddy, you're also working on the GitHub. It's now available, right, for the CMS?
Yeah, so the GitHub, we need a couple of more things. I mean, we should be able to get the GitHub stuff, next week. So one is we needed a repo. I think in general, what we have done for the open system firmware is that we'll have one repo, and underneath the repo there will be different, directories. With different focus areas. Let's say if there is a white paper, let's say there is the demo contribution. So there will be a demo folder, and underneath the demo folder, we basically need to have, if it is a specific demo, the name of the demo. Underneath the demo, it has to include the license file and few things. And whoever wants to contribute to it, they need to submit a pull request. And then you and I will get notified, and we'll be merging. So anything and everything will sit under the CMS GitHub repo. And anyone wants to submit it, they will have to submit a pull request.
Okay. So where we
we'll
are
just close on the structure of the CMS folder structure. We'll just reuse the one that we have for the open system firmware because that has been vetted through like almost 6 months. I mean, we can always change it later, but in the interest of time, let's follow the similar structure, and then we'll let I think there are 3 different GitHub pull requests that will happen next week. We'll let them know which folder they need to and what it needs to include.
Okay.
The key thing, the minimum thing is the license file, right? So for their contribution. There is also a need for them to accept the license agreement. So there is a link that, let's see if I can pull that up. So whoever is submitting a pull request, they have to accept the license agreement, OCP license agreement as well. So CMAC, unless you have, I mean, if you have more info on, let us know.
Hey, Reddy, Manoj, I have a question.
Yeah. Yes, I saw.
Yeah, go for it.
Some of the workloads are like, benchmarks and other things that we are targeting, right, which are mentioned in that GitHub. They are already open source. In that case, like, how do we need to link it with the CMS folder, or should we just do it in the already existing GitHub repository? What is the goal or process?
Yeah, excellent question. So we don't want to replicate what's available in the open source. That's not really the intent, right? So anything on top of the open source, there has been, some scripts. Let's say there is a demo script that you used as a way to test the cache lib. And the specific steps involved in actually reproducing that demo if somebody wants to reproduce that on a different platform. Things like that. Only the add-on components, not, and then of course, in the README document that you will end up, it's all, the subfolder will look very similar to your own GitHub repo, where you have the README document and the license file plus whatever are the things that are needed, right? So in the README document, you will end up having that kind of detail saying that here is the public GitHub repo, you do the git clone, do this, and then you run this demo. It depends on really what you are doing within the context of OCP and, what is that incremental thing that you need to push it out into the OCP GitHub repo, not the entire thing.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
So we can use cache bench related stuff as maybe your starting point as an example, maybe. Because we have already the README document. I don't know whether, and then specific config, the document that you have created perhaps can go in there as a contribution. And the results can go under each company because we have two of them, right? We have Meta results and we have SK Hynix Intel results also.
Yeah, got it. Thanks, Manoj.
Yeah,
Thanks,
yeah.
Reddy.
Thank you. Anything else on the GitHub, Reddy or anybody else?
No, I wanted to paste the GitHub link. So just trying to.
You have the access to this document, right?
I'll capture that in the document.
Okay.
And then include the the license agreement link as well. Right now. Yeah, I will take care of that.
Okay. Maybe just so that people have access to the minutes where I'm capturing. Okay. All right. So that's progress on GitHub. I think these are all very important things so that we have all our structure being created and being used, and all the work that team has been doing for almost a year now. People have access to it and they can pick up from there. Going to the next one from the global OCP point of view, experience center. I think we're in the final steps now. I think everything has been identified, right? Ready. I see there are still some specific things going on for a few things for getting the representation from the company still wrapped up, I think, but almost there, I think, right? Ready?
Yeah, so I think the OCP team was basically saying there are way too many companies. I think they were getting confused with what we did was we basically said we submitted one demo request as part of the initial submission. And then we had a link to the demo, submission tracker that we have been maintaining. And I think they were kind of getting confused with, they essentially thought there are only a couple of companies, but I said, there are 12 demos. Yeah. And there is some of the demos are actually partnership based. So you should expect, the companies to be what it is, right? So, and they have to include all that in the signage. So I sent out the details of the companies that will be in the signage. So, and basically this will include whoever is leading the demo, that company will be included. But if the demo includes a bunch of other companies, they're not going to be included unless they are actually physically present and they are doing demo in a collaboration manner with the primary company that is a demo owner. So I just don't want you guys to get confused with this is not a laundry list of companies. So this is only the folks who are actually doing their demos together. Those are the companies that will be listed.
Okay, so only physically present companies and running the demos will be included in the signage.
Right, exactly.
Okay, yeah. Any questions, concerns about this? Okay. I know today is going to be more logistical discussion, but I think it's important as we get ready for global OCP.
Yeah, so there is one outstanding item, Manoj, that you and I need to connect and close.
Mhm.
So basically, we get two 10-minute segments or one 20-minute segment for the talk in the experience center, for CMS. This is kind of either Wednesday or Thursday. So Wednesday, pretty much all of us will be just busy, because of the
Yeah.
track, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So it wouldn't make sense for us to ask for the slot in Wednesday. I thought the better option would be, taking one 20-minute slot on Thursday. That includes pretty much the session content summary plus the demos in the experience center layout. Will that work, or shall we target Wednesday? Because the scheduling is going to be a nightmare on Wednesday.
Thursday is actually better idea because Wednesday would have, at least as somebody is asking, right, once we have all the presentations and people who are going to be there in the experience center have redirected the traffic, right, towards the booths and experience center, we can get that actually highlighted on the Thursday through the lightning talks. One thought I had, and this is just more of a brainstorming right now, right?
Yeah.
One thought was maybe the lightning talk should cover all the stuff that experience center is showing where, rather than having any new content being discussed in the lightning talk. That may be just one thought.
Yeah. So I think they are basically saying it needs to be project focused and technology focused.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think this is basically an intersection of what the CMS work plus the demos around it.
Right.
So that's exactly. So shall we ask for a 20-minute slot as opposed to two 10-minute?
I was thinking if you do 210, actually we can spread it out, right?
Okay.
2 times at least, because it's in the same place, I think, inside the demo area, right? I mean the exhibition area.
Yeah, somewhere in the expo hall.
They have that normally place where people go and have the So I was thinking if you do it like 2 times, 10 minutes is perhaps better if you just can create, just focusing on the what CMS work is, what demos are going on in experience center. And
shall we separate them into two different? One is the CMS focus, the other one is experience center focus.
Yeah,
I don't know if they prefer the same abstract for both of them. So
I see. Oh, so they want it as a two separate thing. My thinking was basically as
no,
people
it can be two 10-minute segments, or it can be one 20-minute segment.
But do they need different abstract, or can that be same content done twice in the day?
We can ask for same content. Let's see if they push back, then we can.
Okay. The reason I was thinking, this is a logic, and by the way, this is just brainstorming, so please feel free to push back and suggest different. That if it's like giving a summary of what things people can expect, because they'll be wandering around, and we can say, oh, go to the experience center. This is the CMS work. This is what is being demonstrated. This is what talks about CXL and that kind of things. So we do it in 2 times a day. So you get different audience, and everybody basically we have an opportunity to get fresh people diverted to the experience center.
Okay. Yeah. Totally makes sense. Feedback from rest of the team.
And of course, we need presenters for this then.
Yeah, I mean, if there are volunteers who want to present,
raise your hands right now. This is free opportunity here.
Deadline is today, so I mean, it was yesterday. So I managed to essentially say, okay, we need one more day because we have the CMS meeting. So if anybody is interested in actually representing CMS and talking about it, let us know right now.
Yeah. Otherwise, default ready, you and I have to do it, but I definitely would love to get anybody who wants to volunteer.
I guess everybody's plate is full.
Okay. All right.
Overflowing.
Okay. Okay, all right, sounds good. If anybody is interested, still feel send out an email to Reddy or I and Reddy or me, and we can take it from there. If not, Reddy will figure it out.
Yeah, I will submit one abstract, ask for 2
Okay.
slots on Thursday,
Okay,
and we'll go from there.
sounds good. Sounds good. Perfect. Anything else on the experience center? Oh, by the way, this is awesome job, Reddy, for coordinating. This is ton of work.
Yeah, I hope that nobody misses the the shipping deadline and all that stuff. I'm hoping that we pretty much get all the demos. So otherwise
So-
it will be really
so all
bad
those-
because we dropped, a couple of demos in the interest of accommodating all of them. So my request to demo owners is please make sure that your shipping and everything is taken care on time, because that's probably one of the key immediate next steps where things actually can go haywire. The power requirements are actually captured both in the spreadsheet as well as in the table, the experience center layout. So if you haven't looked at it, paid attention to it, just make sure you take a look at it and say you're comfortable with it, that all the requirements are actually taken care. There are only 2 monitors we are requesting from OCP for 2 different demos. Rest of the demos, you're bringing your own monitor. Right, so that's the other key thing. The most important thing is there is the early access pass. Basically, it's a sticker on your registration badge that lets you enter into the experience center on day 0 for setting up. And then obviously on the last day where you want to actually tear it down and ship it back, right? And then during the summit days, basically they let you enter before the actual experience center opens for you to prep and all that stuff. I have provided the list of names, sent you the email as well. Those are the only folks who will have early access, and they are giving only 10 early access stickers. So that is the list I sent you. And the fact that you have that early access doesn't necessarily mean it's an automatic entry into the OCP Global Summit. So you have to register to the OCP Global Summit. I'm hoping most of you have the sessions and you are able to actually, not worry too much about it. If not, unfortunately, you have to cover it through your company, route. And make sure you register, right? Don't get surprised thinking that, oh, this is the path that will also let you get into the OCP Global Summit. That's not the case.
Do we have a representation for those demos today in the meeting, just to kind of making sure that everybody is aware of it? Anything that we need to update? You have responses from everybody, right? Reddy?
Yeah,
No.
so I don't know if they're actually paying attention, right? So some of them will essentially don't pay attention for a week and then realize, oops,
Okay. There are 12 demos, but I think it's more like 13 companies or something like that, I think, right?
Right, 13 or 14 companies.
13, 14 companies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I asked Kelly to run through the list of registration, see who is actually not registered, and if she gives me the list, I will basically reach out to them and remind them one more time that you have to register. It's not,
but
this
now
is
that,
not going to get them to register.
Right. Now that you have provided everything, now will also be following all the processes to make sure that reminders for shipping timelines, et cetera, will happen through their process, or they're still expecting you to run through it?
I hope they do. Maybe
Okay.
one more reminder, but I don't know if they are going to do any more, because they already sent the upcoming deadlines for the shipping. But if I do see that, I will forward it, obviously. But I don't know if they're going to copy the entire distribution list or not.
Yeah. What we can do is actually maybe we can give an update to everybody, but I think next week maybe we can just do actually a roll call through all the people next week.
Yeah. I mean, the other option
In the
is
next
probably
week's
set up
meeting.
a separate meeting with them and just make sure everything is clean,
just
and
to make sure,
clear, right?
This,
I would rather. Yeah.
Got. Is there going to be any announcement or anything talks about, we have so much of presence in the experience center for CMS? It's another thing that we can find with Dirk or Rob or somebody. And then also the LinkedIn announcements, etc., which people can start sharing.
Yeah, we should. I'm assuming OCP has some element of that already, right?
I haven't received anything, right? We have submitted everything, but it would be good to get some kind of a marketing card that everybody can start submitting on the LinkedIn, right? Directing so that, hey, I'm speaking, blah, blah.
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
Hey, Reddy, Manoj, I have one question related to demo. This is Vishal from Micro.
Sure.
So yeah, message well received that we have to register, right? So that message is received. For bring your own monitor, even if we bring our monitor, you still want to limit the size to 27 each only, right?
Yeah, the reason is that basically there are 2 demos and you will be cramped for space.
Okay.
Right. So that's the
good point. Okay.
This is kind of a trade-off between how many demos we can accommodate versus, the monitor size, unfortunately.
Yeah, understood. I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah. Maybe this may be known to. Hey, CMS, do you know how we have done it in the past for getting the marketing material for the presentations, etc. that we do?
For the Experience Center?
Anything actually, because I remember actually for FTS, etc. I've seen in the past in FTI, Lacy has to put it out and actually we just copy pasted in our LinkedIn. I don't know whether for CM in general for OCP, is there anybody like Turk or somebody will create a template which we can copy and say, hey, I'm speaking at this day, etc.
I don't think we've had any standard way of doing it. People have used their judgment in social media and such. What's important is being careful about other companies' logos or anything that in your opinion, they might have trouble with. In that case, you need to check with them. Anytime a large company's name is mentioned, they want to make sure the context of their branding is preserved.
Yeah.
So using your own name or your own company is just no problem. You want to use someone else's, that's a caution.
Right. Makes sense. Yeah. So I think this is appeal to everybody. I think we'll go and try to figure out if there is a standard template that we can get. If not, please do let out information about wherever you are presenting and what you're presenting. Talk about Experience Center. Please get the word out through your media so that we'll get good audience.
Manoj, one data point. I mean, the FTI did send out a slide for us to post. So just.
Oh, you did. Okay.
So I could forward it to you. I don't know if it's useful to you, but we did get one probably about a week ago.
Manoj, I assure you, we will have great audience for the Experience Center for CXL based and composable memory systems. A lot of people will come to OCP, and during the talks at keynotes and then executive talks and during workshops, we're going to direct them to go there. So just be prepared to receive a lot of people.
Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah. Agree. I just want to make sure that we done the work. Let's get the things and let people see it. Cool. All right. Thanks, Reddy, here putting stuff in there. Okay. I think we have covered Experience Center enough. Global OCP presentation. Reminder that final deadline is on Monday. October 2nd.
Is it Monday?
Yeah, it got pushed out by this. So yes,
nice.
People did get the
I
weekend.
It is today.
Well, it is today for you then.
Oh yeah.
No,
so I'm waiting for CMAC, so I hope CMAC has time. So
that's how I have told myself that it is extended to Monday. But I think I saw Kate's email that it's
Oh,
on
good.
moved to.
I didn't realize. Okay.
So
We
all it means,
have about 50 minutes, an hour for the full section.
Yeah.
How much of it do you think is my section?
We can figure that out, Siamak, when we actually get closer. I mean, we can drop certain slides and all that stuff. I just wanted to, upload the presentation that we believe is good enough, and then we can, fine tune it later and then upload the final one. Either we are very close or after we are done with the presentation. That's what I normally do.
Right.
Because there will be some links we have to add and all that stuff, right? There will be some changes, fine tuning. So we can decide, whatever.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. And I think speakers must have received the code, I think, right, for registration.
They should. Yeah.
Yes, we did receive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least I have received it, so I'm
Okay, good. So I think
Manoj, I don't think I've received it. Is it Kate?
Oh, you haven't?
Actually, I can check. Is it?
That's what I want to make sure, because sometimes what we've done already is that we have merged the topics, right? So I want to make sure that they are providing the codes to
No,
all
I
the
think
people.
just check the email from Kate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. If not, let us know, and I mean, let Kate know and copy us, and they shouldn't. Yeah, I mean, they should. They have all the details. So.
Okay, let me reach out to him.
Okay, let's check. See if there is any email about the registration of the topic.
Yeah.
All right. Any other question on the global OCP presentations? I'm quite excited about that. We have a full day of session with presentations. We have experience center. I'm really looking forward to a quite busy OCP for us. And I'm expecting.
Notice that there is a full day of CXL forum at OCP as well.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, that is correct.
Yes. Yeah.
So we have both. We have CMS and we have CXL sessions. So I think there's going to be a ton of vibe around this during OCP.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton. Not only that, I think there's because of this whole CMS memory and all the thing. I think there is a lot of interesting stuff happening in the PCI for converting electrical into optical. So that's a subgroup has started. So I just wanted to share that news.
Interesting point. Okay. Yes.
I see.
Okay. So let's just put that as a part of next topic, just to kind of connect on it also, right?
Yeah.
Manoj, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is the CXL forum different from the CXL track or the server OCP track for presentations?
No, it's the same thing. CXL track. Essentially, it's a sponsored track, not officially in the OCP one, right?
Okay, that's why it's called CX. We are talking about the same track, right? CXL
Same
forum
thing.
and CXL.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
Thank you.
So maybe Sam can correct it, but I think this is that work basically. So we have CXL consortium joined work. Is that correct, right? Samak, that track is in conjunction with CXL consortium?
No, let's not say it
Okay.
that way.
Okay.
CXL consortium will have sessions, individual sessions, but the track, that CXL forum, Memverge has sponsored that, and a number of companies are going to be there. It's not sanctioned and delivered by CXL consortium, but everybody who's interested in CXL topics will talk about technology and sometimes maybe a little bit of their roadmap. That is somewhat of an adjunct to the rest of OCP tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe some of the presentations that were supposed to be in OCP tracks we're also picking up in the CXL track, just because there are so many presentations. So
right,
that the CXL track, I can tell you, is going to be packed.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good problem to have. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. The program is trying to cover different aspects, interconnect, a little bit of technology, and use cases and software, and because it is somewhat sponsored, people might want to talk about their roadmaps as well. That's different from what we do during the technical workshops and breakout sessions. Breakout sessions, we normally say no marketing, but it is possible that people want to talk about their products during that session.
Right. Yes. That makes sense. And I think CMS, by definition, we have picked up CXL as a technology that is driving right now. But of course, there could be multiple solutions that could come to CMS also. So we want to kind of keeping that separation.
Of course, CXL is the
Yes.
best way of doing it, but there are
Of
other
course, of course. That's it.
Absolutely. So from a I have a request if you can take it to the OCP team to have all the tracks in one same room, or all the presentations in one same room, because I observed at some of the other conferences were that they were two separate rooms and the time slots were conflicting. So
Yeah,
that may help
that may
if you
be a
can.
little bit of a logistical nightmare that will happen. So all
For
the
the CMS, it
CMS
should be the
tracks will
same
happen
room
in the
though.
same room. Yeah, so
Yeah.
CMS will happen in the same room.
Yeah.
Whether we can get the CXL track and the CMS happening in the same room in the different times, that I think may be difficult to.
Yeah.
And I think already all this information is there. I think it's already
It's logged and
fixed.
loaded. There is not a
Yeah.
whole lot you can do now.
Yeah.
One way around that for companies is to send more than one person to the OCP summit. Another model is to take advantage of recordings. The reason there are so many sessions come in, and there's only a few days at OCP summit, so people have to do multiple concurrent tracks. That's kind of spatial division multiplexing or time division multiplexing.
Yeah. So that's so there's going to be a recording for these sessions. There's no live streaming or anything that I know of, but there'll be recording. Yeah. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. Everything's going to be recorded, and normally within 2 weeks or so, the recordings will be available to all people who have registered, and maybe 2-3 months later will be available on public websites.
Gotcha. Yes. Okay, cool. We are 9:47. I think we have covered most of that agenda. Wanted to pick up the topics for any kind of next discussions.
Manoj, one last question. How much time we have for each presentation?
I think that we have the posted time is there on that. There are different different topics have different times, so it's not like each of them have same time.
Yeah,
but
so
if you look at the schedule that is put on the CMS on the OCP, let me just bring it up.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if I can just bring it up and show.
Right. So just maybe just for now I'm getting used to this. So if you go to this and if you look at full schedule and just filter only the CMS, it's easier to find our schedule. So if you go to the right side and
It's
you
mostly
can see
20-minute segments predominantly. One thing I would caution though, in your presentation, when you submit it, you absolutely have to make sure you can hit that timeline. Plus, I mean, you really don't have, let's say if it is a 20-minute slot, you need to give away like, you have to take away like 3 minutes just for transitioning to the next speaker, and then probably a couple of minutes for Q&A at minimum. So you're basically looking at 15 minutes if it is a 20-minute slot. So you absolutely want to make sure you hit that, because you cannot actually assume that things can get delayed and all that stuff. We'll have to cut it off, unfortunately. So you don't want to be in that situation. So make sure your presentation material is looking at, and you know, that time window. So 3 minutes for transition, 2 minutes for Q&A, and remaining is essentially for your presentation. So, and I have given that feedback to pretty much all of you because there were way too many slides. And
yeah, so you can see that actually, if you go look at the schedule, you will see the time. So start and end gives you the time. And as you can see, it's absolutely tight. There are so many presentations in the day, like what Reddy was saying.
Yeah,
Um,
it's basically as
so
Reddy said, I think Kiran and Machal were doing the same thing. It's a 3-minute transition,
yeah,
2 minutes transition, 3 minutes question. So 15 minutes is max we have basically, I think.
Right.
for
Yeah, I
you
mean, it's
because it's
not,
a 30
yeah,
minute session,
yeah.
but yes, yeah.
Oh, it is 30 minutes for you?
As,
For
as
that one, sorry, for the Anand schedule, I think it's showing 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
So
Then it's okay. That's
yeah,
good.
but
as
that's
as
one.
as moderators, perhaps we can help along during the transition, cover maybe two questions.
Yes.
So the Q&A might overlap with the transition.
Good point. That's
so
good point.
the two speakers need to be prepared.
Right. Yeah. We'll end up, interleaving that, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
While the
Yeah, this
transition
whole
is
day
going
will
on.
start becoming like that. I think it will become almost like moderated through the day in a way, as compared to where people come in presented, because there's nobody else who's going to take care of things here. It's just us now.
Yeah, it's going to be
and it is
really, really
back-to-back,
crazy.
back-to-back tight.
Yeah.
It's only
There's
thing
no
this one
relief.
is I think 30 minute, I think, right? 11 to 11:30.
Oh, is it?
This is the one I am trying to remember. This one, the multi-rec memory orchestration. We had made it like a group presentation.
And the lunch
We
starts
merged
at
multiple topics.
11:30?
11 starts at 11.
Oh,
And I'm
lunch
assuming
starts
it
at
will go.
11?
No,
Oh, the lunch window?
Speech talks starts at 11.
Yeah,
And
lunch
I
window
think this
starts at
will go up to
11:30 is what I thought.
11:30 exactly.
Yeah.
But lunch actually was, this is the weird thing. Lunch also starts at 11 to 1, but we are going from 11 to 11:30. This is something weird. That's actually something weird. So we are
They
taking a
should
lunch
put
break
lunch,
11:30. We are doing lunch 11:30 to 12:30.
Yeah.
Even though the lunch will be open 11 to 1.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I don't want to get stressed out about how we'll manage the time that day, but I think yes, exactly as Reddy said, let's just kind of make sure that we are allowing for that transition time.
Yeah, we just need a collective help. It cannot be, I mean, you absolutely don't want people to just cut off in the middle, right? So you don't want to be in that situation for your talk.
Do we have anyone doing the 5 minutes to go? Hold up the banner at the back, or?
So we will be doing the kind of, so we'll go and see at that time. Normally we have the timer in the front, but I don't know whether all these rooms will have it. Once we get there, we'll figure it out. Otherwise, we'll have to manage, as Siamak was suggesting, we'll be managing the time. Some of us will be managing the time so that as last few minutes are left, we are going to give you heads up, and we'll start planning. We'll start basically lining up the next speaker as we take the questions for last 3 minutes.
Another thing that normally helps is the speakers themselves can introduce themselves. They know to shorten whatever they want to say based on the content they have.
Right. I mean, that actually is going to be the case, because since we don't have time in between for introduction, I think we'll end up being almost like that. You're right there, Siamak.
Right. So the moderator should not take time to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. From next topics perspective, just quickly, I may like to pick up some time as we start talking about for AI use cases and needs for speed. Anant, I think you brought up topic for PCI electrical to optical new work item. Maybe we can discuss that sometime. What's going on there?
Yep.
Anybody else that wants to bring up topics or queue it up as we see?
Manoj, the big topic that's coming up is what function should be shipped for the computational memory, and what are people's preferences. So as I'm moving from XPI 0.2 to 0.3, as I outlined last week, and then I want to get to 0.5 by end of the year, one of the areas I want to cover is whether it is enough to restrict to Arrow compute or something really open for specifying what computation should be offloaded, or do people have some other preferences or ideas for function offload?
Yeah, so I think what it would mean is basically we really have to get that work group going, which is actually going to provide you that input, because it's not something that will come up as a discussion here because people will not be prepared. But we need to get that offline work group, I think, which gives you that input. So, Pankaj, have you had any people joining and providing inputs into it? About
Not
what
yet.
to...
I think
Okay.
mostly one-on-ones. So we are not, like I mentioned last time, Manoj, I need your help
Yeah.
in sort of officially blessing that work group and the initial membership. And then we will start producing collateral in document form.
So Pankaj, I would like to chime in here is I did receive one of your invites and I did forward it to the right engineering architects within Intel. They one of them I think reached out to you, but due to some logistic issues, we cannot access something which is on the Google Drive or like on a Gmail suite. So if there is a way we can set up a small subset of meeting through Zoom or through the OCP channel, that would be accessible within Intel and probably to you as well.
Yeah, we will follow normal OCP systems once we meet as a group. So I think we are well past the one-on-ones and Pecan. I really appreciate you are, I think, the only one who has identified additional attendees from your company, and I welcome that.
Okay, so if you identified weekly call and a time, I'll find out, basically make sure that you have a call created with the Zoom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's very simple process, right? So
Yeah.
once you guys settle on actual meeting, the recurring meeting schedule and the time, we can just have that available in the OCP website. It's the same Zoom link, by the way. You can use the same Zoom link.
Yeah. Is it weekly or bi-weekly? Do you guys have some recurrence this defined right now? We can take it offline or we can define it later also, Pankaj, but if you can send it out, what's your recurrence and what time and day?
I think we do this planning at the OCP Global, that CMS day, because this is one topic on which if it's okay, then we will focus a little bit and identify who wants to be in the work group. And since Brian and Pecan were doing a little bit of work, I don't want to just barge in, and I think they might have some opinion also on this.
Okay, so during Global OCP week, you can network with more people and then basically huddle and find out the logistics for when and how often you guys want to meet. Once you have that, send it out, and then we'll schedule it and we'll put it on the wiki so that people will have access to it, and we'll put it on the calendar.
Yeah, and more important, like Pecan was saying, sort of a folder to share working documents and all that. Okay, so.
Well, just to be clear, Pankaj, are you talking, when you said Brian, are you referring to me?
Yes, yes, you, Brian Hirano. Yes.
I didn't know that. Good to know. We could talk.
Yes. So, just like Brian, you and I reviewed once, there were a lot of that kind of one-on-ones that happened.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Same goes, Brian, to you also for your research paper readouts, etc.
Yeah, I need to get moving. I have it mostly done. I've just been swamped with a bunch of stuff.
Sure. No, what I was going to say is basically, if you want to set up something regular, if you wanted to, and set up a call and put it on the calendar so that people have access, let us know so that we can put it out there when you're ready for it.
Yeah, I basically have everything queued up and the people recruited. I just need to kick it off. That's okay. It's just details, but I'll before I kick it off in quotes, I'll share that and pass it by you and ready, and then just get your blessing before I actually do that.
Okay, so one of the next topics will be to kick that off basically then.
Sure.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. We are at 9:59, almost at an hour now. So anything else? Last call for discussion. Otherwise, we'll close today. All right. Okay. Thank you, everybody. I think let's get all the presentations in. Deadline has been extended, so that have fun over the weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. I'll see you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Okay, Manoj, I'll submit it today.